Morning, guys and gals. Froggy here. I'm going to do a full flush of my hydraulic brake system. I've got new rotors and pads on there all around, and I've got another video that shows those installations. If you need to do that, you're welcome to have a look at it. Right now we're going to do a flush. I've done a brake flush video for you before, but I've got a new camera with new microphones, so this might come out a little bit better. Anyway, we're going to start by sucking out as much as we can of the old fluid. We're going to pressurize here, so we don't want to push the old fluid through the system. We want to have new fluid here. So let me get a little suction device right here. And I might need two hands to do this. Let's see. Well, I'll give you the idea anyway. I won't shoot a video of this whole thing. But I'm just sucking out the old fluid. You can suck it right down to the bottom. Don't worry about getting any air in there. You won't get air in there. Just take it like that. Maybe I can do this. I just don't want to drip. I don't want to drip fluid all over my engine compartment here. Getting down there. Tip it up. That's two bulbs full. One more will probably do it. There. Just poke it around till you find the lowest spot down there. You won't get it below the lines that go down into the system, so that's why you don't have to worry about air getting in there. The fluid level will just stop above that, and then we're going to put fresh fluid in there, so no worries there. And 5, 4, there it is. Alright, that's as much as we can get out of there. Let's take this and put it out of the way. Now, new fluid. I'm going to have to... I like the small bottles because you don't have any leftover brake fluid that way. If I'm doing, I don't know, a big Suburban, then I will... it's got longer lines, so there's more fluid, so I might get a big bottle. But this is Willwood 570 I use for the Corvette. So let me get a little screwdriver. I don't put a huge hole in the opening this way. Well, this time I actually did get the whole seal came off. So that's okay. Now we've got a hole in there. Usually I just put a little hole and then I can put my finger over it to control it. So take this and we'll start filling up with the fresh fluid. I have to squeeze the bottle a little bit to get it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pressurize this with the Motive power bleeder bottle, and then I'm going to go around and crack each caliper until I think I've got fresh fluid coming out. Sometimes you can see the color change, and sometimes it's kind of subtle. They used to have different color brake fluid. It's called ATE Super Blue. But the federal government, in their wisdom, thought that people might get it confused with, I don't know, some water or some other automotive fluid. So they made it illegal. What was nice is when you put the blue in, then you replaced it with the amber color, and you could see when you had fresh fluid all the way to the caliper. Now you have to guess. So, thank you very much, federal government. Anyway, we're almost got a bottle here. Empty. Getting my grip exercises with this can. There, that's good. Just have to keep it topped off. It doesn't have to be right to the top. And after I do each caliper, I'm going to come and top it off again, or actually I'll probably do 2 calipers. Let me finish this off. Okay, I attached a special adapter, and I've got this up to 11 psi. Anywhere between 10 and 14 is probably okay. You don't want to put too much pressure on the system. So we're full here. We've got pressure. We're going to go to the furthest caliper away from the master cylinder, which is right rear. And I've already got a bleeder bottle set up here. And I'm going to attach this tube to my bleeder. Now, if you have different calipers, you could have different bleeders. I'm going to crack this open. Yeah, and I've got a flow. I don't know if you can see it coming. There it is. And it's going to start filling up this bottle here. Now I'm looking at the color, and since I do a lot of maintenance on this car, I do a lot of brake bleeds and everything, the fluid is actually pretty clean. So it's going to be hard to tell when the old fluid is gone and the new fluid is coming in. So what I'll do, hold on, let me check that phone. Okay, sorry for the interruption. What I was getting at is, since I no longer, thanks to the federal government, have a way to tell when the old fluid, when the new fluid pushes the old fluid out, I'm just going to have to guesstimate. And I'm showing you the fluid is filling up the bottle. And so what I do is usually put a little more in a full bottle, like a bottle and a half, into the system. So I'm going to bleed this one. This is the longest distance. And I'm going to tip this up and show you. I'm going to bleed this one until it gets up to about a little over the bottom of that label. See the label? And when it gets there, I'm guessing that's about 5 ounces, between 4 and 5 ounces. And then I'm going to shut it off, and I'm going to call it good enough that I've got enough fresh fluid to this corner. Then I'm going to go do the other corner, and then I'm going to top off my master cylinder. So we're still coming up there. I'm afraid I'm getting there, getting some glare on the back of the camera, and I want this to come out nice for you. This doesn't have to come out fast. You're not looking to have a lot of pressure coming through the hydraulic system. Just that much is pretty good. Just so it keeps filling it up. Now, in the old days, or if you didn't have a pressure bleeder, even nowadays, you could have somebody pump the brake pedal, which also, of course, pressurizes the system. But there is a special technique to that, and we're not going to do that today. Froggy likes the pressure bleeder very much. Okay, we're going to call it good. And we're going to shut that bleeder off. Excuse me while the frame gets all funny. There. Now I can just use my hand to turn this like that. That should do it. And then I'm going to tighten it with a wrench. I put this other end on the bottle. It's a lot easier if you don't have a camera in one hand. There, and that way it won't drip anywhere. I get my wrench out. This is 10 millimeter, and snug it up. Don't go too tight. And that's it. Now I'm gonna shut the camera off while I go to the next corner. Okay, now we're on the left rear, and I got my bottle attached, and I'm gonna open that up. I already cracked it. There. I'm looking for bubbles. I'd say just a tiny bubble there, but I don't think it was in the system. I think it was from making this connection here. I got a little bubble. And let's open it up a little faster. Just a little bit. There. Alright. We'll check our level at the line there. So we're going to come up about that much again. Whoops. And I got a little drip there because my there, my line came off my connection, so I'm going to get a rag and wipe that up. Now you can see our level is still good in the master cylinder, and our pressure is down to maybe 9 psi, so that's still good. But when we get done with this left rear corner, we're going to have to top this off and repressurize. Okay, there's our level. There, you can see it. I'm going to come up. That's about it. That's good. I'm going to shut that off. Right there. And put this back on the bottle. Doing things one-handed. There. And I'm going to move on to the next one. Actually, I'm going to tighten that up. I really can't give you a torque spec for this. It's just hand tight with a short wrench. How's that? Okay, let me pause it here. Okay, I filled it up with a second bottle. We will probably go through both of those bottles. So that's 24 ounces to do the whole car. Does not do the ABS system, which is down there. You need a Tech 2, which is like a $2,000 or $3,000 GM tool to do the ABS system. So the first time I get out on track and stomp on the brakes hard and get the ABS to work, that'll put some fresh fluid in there. Anyway, I got 13 psi and a full master cylinder, let's do the next corner. Okay, here we go. One-handed again. It's only one bleeder on each caliper, on these calipers. Okay. Here comes our fluid. No bubbles this time. And once it gets past this curve here, you don't see a solid stream of it anymore. It's like a dribble coming down the side of there. But the level is going up, so you can tell that it's working. Well, let's look at our level. Okay, it's coming pretty good. And we're going to go all the way up to the top of this label. That'll be like a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, and then full to the top. And I think that's pretty much got fresh fluid in the whole system, except for, like I said, the ABS. So what else can I tell you while we're waiting for this to fill up? I did full pads and rotors. I did some high-speed stops to break in, do some material transfer from the pads to the rotors to bed in the pads and the rotors. And after this, I am going to put my race tires on a day early. Got a practice on Saturday. No, not a practice. A novice school actually on Saturday. So I'll have a couple of students on Saturday, and then towards the end of the day we give the students some rides. So I'll get the car set up for that. And back here, we're coming along pretty good. And okay, here we go, the last one. And we've still got 11 psi in the pressure tank, and we've still got master cylinder with plenty of fluid in it. So, home stretch here. Just going to fill that up to the top and call it good. Now I should have real good brakes for the weekend, I guess, right? So, there it is. We've done a brake fluid for a flush, and still got 10 psi. You might be able to hear that. And let the pressure off that. You can put fluid in this bottle. I never do. The reason I don't do that is because one time I was doing that, and when you do that, this piece of tubing also gets filled with brake fluid, obviously, and the tubing burst on me, and there was brake fluid all over the place. Big mess I had to clean up. So now I just keep refilling this as the reservoir, and I just use that for pressure. That's all. They got a new one now. I guess you can hook up your air compressor to it. I'm not sure I like that idea very much, because most air compressors have condensation in the tank. So when they're putting out air, they're not really putting out pure air. They're putting out moisturized air, or air that has a certain water content to it. And water content, or water, is what you do not want anywhere near your hydraulics, especially your brake fluid. Brake fluid is hydroscopic. That means it attracts water. So anyway, that's their idea of having an advancement on their product. But I like this one. You just pump it up by hand. There's no water in there, no residue of anything. It's just dry in there. So let me wrap this. I'm gonna top this off, and if I have any left, I'll suck out and replenish my clutch fluid. It's the same fluid, and that's about it. So that's a brake flush with the new camera, and if you look in my my description on the video, you'll see a link to the camera that I use now. Anyway, Froggy's going to wrap it up, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll answer them. And see you later, guys and girls. Thank you very much for watching. Froggy out. Bye-bye.